the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have the opportunity to capitalize on a big day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft with a lot of talent still on the board. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. First and foremost, Bears fans, I want to thank every single one of you guys for tuning in for day 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft on the live stream right here on the podcast. It was a great round 1. The Chicago Bears have officially selected Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. And first and foremost, I think that there were a lot of Bears fans, including myself, that were maybe a little bit surprised about the pick, especially with Tyler Warren from Penn State still on the board. We have talked a whole lot about Tyler Warren basically being that do-it-all tight end. But Bears fans, we should be really excited about tight end Colston Loveland. First and foremost, we talk about his character, his personality. He will be the perfect fit for the Chicago Bears football team. He's from Idaho. He's physical. He's tough. He is going to be a perfect fit for Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears offense. We talk about him as a personality and his character. That is a plus for this football team. But when you're talking about his play on the football field, Ben Johnson is going to be able to use him in many different ways. Just like Ryan Poles said last night, that this is not going to hurt Cole Kmet in any way, right? This is going to help elevate Cole Kmet. If anything, it's going to be the perfect tandem here in Chicago. He mentioned that how important it is to have multiple good tight ends, especially for a young quarterback like Caleb Williams. Colston Loveland is a master separator, a really good route runner. During this draft process, a lot of people labeled Loveland as a wide receiver in a tight end's body. And when you really watch him play, he plays very fast, really good route running, really good separator. There was a play where he ran a stick and go, and it was just a really beautiful route. This is going to help Caleb Williams so much. And obviously, when you think about the type of coach we have in Ben Johnson and what he had in Detroit, the first thing that Colston Loveland said when he had his visit with the Chicago Bears, that Ben Johnson said, "Hey, you remind me a whole lot of Sam Laporta." Obviously, Colston Loveland has watched a whole lot of Laporta and the way that Laporta was used in Detroit. So Bears fans, buckle up. Be excited for Colston Loveland. He is a Chicago Bear through and through. Once again, I think it wasn't the sexy name that we were all expecting, but there's a lot of analysts going into this draft process into round 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft saying that Colston Loveland was actually the better tight end over Tyler Warren. So once again, give him the opportunity. Let's welcome him to Chicago with open arms. And I think you just have to be able to trust Ben Johnson. This was a Ben Johnson pick. He picked Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren. So we have to trust Ben Johnson. We have to trust Ryan Poles. And the way that they're going to use him is going to be masterful. He is going to be able to create so many mismatches, talking about Colston Loveland, for the Chicago Bears offense. And now you look at the Bears offense, you have Colston Loveland, Caleb Williams, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift in the backfield. And now when we're looking at day 2, the Chicago Bears have a huge opportunity to add even more talent to the Chicago Bears roster. So now looking forward to day 2, the Bears have pick number 39, 41 in round 2 and pick number 72 in round 3, and there's still a whole lot of talent on the board. You're talking about guys like Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Junkins, Caleb Johnson, Cam Scadaboo, for all the Scadaboo fans out there. The list goes on and on. The Chicago Bears should be able to take advantage of those 2 second-round picks, and even if it comes down to a trade down, there's going to probably be some teams that are looking to maybe trade up with the Chicago Bears, but if I am Ryan Poles and the Bears, I am keeping those picks, and I am picking the best player available at pick number 39, 41, and 72. So let's go ahead and do a quick little round 2 and 3 mock draft right here on the podcast. I do want to remind you guys that I will be going live once again later on today for round 2 and 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft. So obviously with pick number 10, the Chicago Bears took Colston Loveland. With pick number 39, this may surprise a lot of people because I know there's probably a lot of character concerns and just some off-field issues with this guy. But I think at a certain point, I think a team is going to take a risk on edge rusher Mike Green out of Marshall. This is a guy that could have easily been a first round pick, but obviously with some allegations against him on having some off field issues that made him drop out of the first round. So I'm not sure if the Chicago Bears are going to take this risk. But when you look at Mike Green, he was absolutely dominant at Marshall, and there's obviously those concerns with the off field issues. There's those concerns about him playing at that small school at Marshall. The dude was absolutely elite. You imagine what he could be on this defensive line, already with Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, Javon Dexter, Dayo Odengbo. I think this would be the perfect complement, but at the same time, Ryan Poles and the Bears would have to be okay, right? And taking that risk with the allegations and the off-field issues. But this may be a decent spot for the Chicago Bears to take that risk at pick number 39 and taking a very productive player, a player that can be a day one impact player for the Chicago Bears defensive line. So Bears fans, once again, this just all depends on Ryan Poles and the Bears and how they feel about the situation. I know usually Ryan Poles and the Bears don't take these type of risks, but I just think Mike Green is a very solid football player. And if he can get cleared of those allegations, this would be a massive steal for the Chicago Bears defense by adding Mike Green out of Marshall. With pick number 41, the Chicago Bears need to address the running back position. If Travion Henderson is there, I would take Travion Henderson. If Quinshon Judkins is there, I would take Quinshon Judkins. Even Caleb Johnson would be a very good pick at 41 for the Chicago Bears. But for me, I have been very, very high on Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State. This guy can be a 3-down back. And the reason why people love him so much is the way that he carries himself, the way that he approaches the game. He has that physicality to him. He's a willing blocker. I'm also a threat out of the backfield as well. Had 42 catches last season. I'm at Arizona State. He was the heart and soul of the Arizona State team, right? So to me, I think he'd be a perfect complement to a guy like DeAndre Swift. Definitely bring that physicality in the backfield. He definitely runs like a guy like David Montgomery. So that's why I think I'm so attracted to him. But I think Cam Skattebo, I think a lot of people are kind of hating on him for no reason. I think this would be a very solid pick for the Chicago Bears for what we already have in the backfield with DeAndre Swift. And once again, this is a guy that's always going to be going forward in Cam Skattebo. You're talking about 4 to 6 yards per carry, because that's the way that he runs. He runs very violent. He's a physical guy, just a very tough guy as well. So for me personally, if Travion Henderson's not there, I think for me, I would definitely love Cam Skattebo to be a Chicago Bear. Now looking at round 3, pick 72, I think the Chicago Bears should address the safety position by selecting Andrew Makuba out of Texas, a guy that I've been high on during this draft process. And I think this is going to be a guy that can come in and be probably instant impact as a special teamer, but also add solid depth in the safety room as well, especially when you're considering, the consistent injury concerns with Jaquan Brisker. I'm really happy to have Brisker back. I think he's going to have a big bounce back year for the Chicago Bears, but you do need some reassurance just in case people get hurt on that defense side of the football. And Andrew Makuba can bring that insurance to the Chicago Bears defense. So Bears fans, this is my round 2 and 3 Chicago Bears mock draft with Mike Green, Cam Skattebo, and Andrew Makuba. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, Keek, you're taking a risk with Mike Green, and I totally understand that, but I think he is just too good of a player to pass up in round 2, even with the off-field issues. I think it's a risk that I would possibly be willing to take. But once again, I am not the general manager of the Chicago Bears. I could definitely see Ryan Poles playing the safer route and maybe going out and adding a guy maybe like Omar Norman Lott out of Tennessee, someone like that, maybe adding a tackle, maybe adding a different type of edge rusher, because there's a whole lot of talent on the board. But personally, this is how I would love to see day 2 go for the Chicago Bears in the 2025 NFL draft. But Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Who would you like to see Ryan Poles and the Bears pick in round 2 or 3 today? Let me know down below in the comment section. And once again, make sure you guys come join my live stream later for my full reaction and analysis for the Chicago Bears round 2 and 3 picks. But other than that, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.